What's going on, guys? This is Isaac Lewis. Welcome back to the channel, and it's writing a new book from start to finish, episode 5. Today, this video is going to be delivered a little bit different because it's a little bit about your health, your mental and physical health. You're writing a book, and you're putting so much energy and effort into doing this, and you're not realizing that how much of a toll it's taking on your mental health or your physical health, whether you're not sleeping or you're just overthinking everything. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. But before I do that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I mean, come on, guys. Now, I know the advice is to try to write every day. This is just something that is reoccurring. Any video that you pull up is going to say, hey, try to write every day. Write every day if you can when you're writing a new book, right? You would think that would be the most common advice that's being given out. And guess what? It is. It is. However, sometimes you simply just don't feel like it, and that is okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. There are people out there who got things, who have projects starting, and they set them aside. They get tired, or for whatever it is, they get distracted for whatever reason, what unknown reason there is to get distracted and away from your project. That's okay. If you think about it, we are highly focused. When it comes to writing a book, there are lots of books out there, tons of books, tons of people out there who can write a book. But when you're talking about writing a novel, that takes concentration above, like to the max. You are actually peaked on your task load when you're writing a book. One, because you got your creativity flowing, your artistic stylist, got that little going on, that's going, and you having to stop and start and rewrite all in one take. These are things that you are doing constantly. And so if you think about it, just like when you go to work for 8 hours and you're writing a book for however long, your task load is so full that you can only literally do one task, which is write a book. And this is for my people who don't write full time. I mean, you have a job, you're holding an 8 to 5, and then you're writing on your free time as a hobby with the hopes and ambitions of becoming a New York Times bestseller, like myself. This is something that is very difficult to do if you have other things going on inside of you, around you that you can't control, like factors such as your health, children, jobs, demand. You are just demanded of all sorts of things. Every now and then you got things pulling you this way, that way, and you are tasking yourself to set aside some time and enjoy your hobby, which is writing books or writing a story that you will hope to one day publish to the world. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking a break. Like last week, if you look in my video last week, my last video that I posted, I didn't write anything. I went 5 days without writing anything, and I actually just literally wrote 1,000 words Tuesday, and then I backdoored and wrote a couple thousand today. And I'm still working on chapter 5. I went back and I redid some stuff that made me just say, you know what? I was just scratching my chin like, where do I want to take this story? And as my creative juices started flowing, then I started to realize that, wow, I have a lot of potential here. So this is just one of those things where it's like a checkpoint. I've wrote the first 4 chapters completed. Now I'm in the second phase of my book. So I'm breaking my book down into 4 phases. I'm in the second phase, the beginning, early second phase. And now I'm starting to see my story develop into that eye-catching, page-turning book that I've imagined it to be. And that's important because you got to be able to see your book as it is. You have to be able to believe that your book is going to be that page turner that everybody wants to read. Without that confidence, it will show in your writing. So if you bring that confidence forward, it'll manifest itself on those pages, and it'll keep people turning. Just as you wrote the book, people are going to want to keep turning that page to see what's going to happen next. And I said that to say this. Sometimes we are not going to be at our best. We're not going to feel like writing books. We're not going to feel like writing. We're not going to feel like being isolated into a room or alone just to simply write. We're not going to be up for it sometimes, and that's okay. And the reason why that's okay is because if you look at some of the greatest creators out there, we keep all this stuff bottled up inside of us until it just finally comes out and explodes, and then next thing you know, we are not taking care of our own self, our health. We have health issues. Now, I like watching anime and reading mangas and manhwas in Korea. One of the things that I always see from those authors who write those anime and manhwas is that at the end of every chapter, they like to talk to you about how they're doing and how their health is, how they're going to be going on hiatus because of their health. And if you think about it, and you as the reader, like, I really want to read that next chapter, but we have to be courteous and we have to show some empathy and sympathize with these authors who are sitting behind these desks endless amounts of time writing and dedicating themselves to this story so they can deliver it to you. And don't you want them to be at the top of their game? Think about it. What if Oda, who writes One Piece, the One Piece manga, decided to give you half-assed chapters, especially at the end of this Wano arc? And if you think about it, if there have been some half-assed chapters, it's probably much early on in the Wano arc, but now he's very concentrated, he's focused on these chapters because it's coming to a conclusion, and he has to bring you some of his best writing, some of his best in the most stylistic way ever, and he wants to deliver that to us, and hopefully it passes on to us right. Some of us, we're not gonna like it, some of us are gonna love it, but if you're watching the One Piece, if you're reading the One Piece manga, you know what's going on, and you know that it's very, very entertaining for us fans. And this right now, it's a great time to be a One Piece fan. Got to make sure that we're taking care of our health, guys. Writing takes a lot out of you. It's a toll. It takes a toll because if you think about it, you're dedicating yourself to whatever you're writing on these pages for hours and hours upon minutes. You're having to take away from other people who may want to spend time with you. You may have loved ones, brothers, sisters, a wife, a husband who wants to spend time with you, but you feel like in your soul, if you're like me, you feel it in your soul where you're like, I need to write. Right now is the time I can write. I feel like writing. Then somebody comes along and say, hey man, you want to go do this? You want to do that? And then you feel guilty and you're like, okay. But then while you're doing it, you still have that guilt trip because you feel like you want to write and you feel like you had something to deliver. And it never happens. Next day comes along and you don't write and you're just in a slump. It happens, guys, it happens. So just for the first 10 minutes of this video, I just wanted to make sure that we are taking care of our mental health along with our physical health. Because if we're not strong mentally and physically, then it's going to show. We won't finish any projects. We won't finish the book. We won't finish. So you got to make sure you are ready to complete the story. And guys, when they say write every day, don't take that literally. Don't take that literally because I think that it would be kind of, I get it. Consistency is best, staying consistent. But sometimes you do need to take a break. Sometimes you do need a mental break. You need to step away and revise, edit your book before going further. You don't have to write. You can just go into your book and start editing. Say things a little better, reword your story, and that's still working on your project. You're still working on towards completion of your book. So you don't have to always write and always use this computer up here, which is high, it's processing at 100% capacity. Do that, take your time, take breaks. Don't worry about writing every day. Sometimes writing slumps happen, writer blocks happen. Take a break, go exercise, go read a book, go read another book. But just chill, relax. Remember, this is a hobby. This is not our job. This is a hobby, and you want your hobby to shine. And when your hobby shines, good things come back. It all come back to you. It'll come back to you 360. I'm a firm believer in that. I believe that if you strengthen and perfect your craft, your hobby, then you put it out there for the world to criticize. Only good things are going to come back. You're going to have a few bad apples who are going to write bad reviews about the book or dislike a YouTube video, but good things will come back at the end of the day because the good will always outweigh the bad when you're doing something from the heart, genuinely. But this is just episode 5, guys, writing a new book from start to finish. Last time you saw me, I told you I was at about a little bit north of 16,000 words, and as of today, I'm approaching 20,000 words. I'm literally 40,000 words off from my first novel that I wrote. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to be doing some minor tweaks, and I'm going to be getting that book ready for published, or getting it ready back for start querying agents again, because I kind of stopped that for a second because my new story that I'm writing now, it links with that book. So I'm going to have to kind of go back and make some minor changes that are subtle, but if you are a reader and you are a fan of one of the book, you'll know what I'm saying as you read this current book that I'm writing, because it's kind of like a foundations, if you can say that. But great story, guys. I'm enjoying writing the story, and I hope you are. If you are writing your story, and I can't wait till you read your story. If you are writing your story, leave a comment in the section below and let me know how far you are and where you at in your story. You don't have to put any spoilers. If you made it to the end of the video, guys, just leave a like in the comment and let me know how far in the progress you made on your book. Whether it be a children's book, a crossword puzzle, whatever it is, whatever it is that you want to publish, poetry. Let me know how far along you are in your process to getting it published or self-published. It doesn't matter. Published, self-published. People are now preferring to go self-published these days, which is, I think, it's still pretty awesome. And self-publishing is like one of the things that it's not completely not off the table for me as well. Let me know where you at, guys. Thank you guys for watching. As always, it's by Isaac Lewis signing out, and I'll see y'all later.